Hello, everybody. XJoe81X here. We got a little bit of a situation here in the bathroom. Got my girl doing her thing, brushing her teeth, and the whole thing's backwashed. Excuse me. This whole thing was filled with water. So I was turning the sink on. It looks like it started the backwash up here and come out of the threads. So just like every other homeowner, we will be taking this off. This thread comes off. This thread comes off. And even worst case scenario, that rubber thing comes off to see if there's a trap or if there's a problem. Hold on. Yeah, we have a problem. We have to call a plumber. Not fucking around. Plumber's coming in. Water's coming out. There's a blockage. Situation. Hey, what's going on? Just want to take a quick interlude video. What you're watching is a leak that happened after I moved into the house. The beautiful world of editing. I'm actually taking this video a week after it happened. Now, you know, if you notice, not that you noticed before, but the kitchen is a little bit more set up. So long story short, what you're about to watch is how I glue the PVC pipe, and by this time you already know what happened. What I want to touch upon is I did not have the camera ready when the plumber came. What you may or may not know is that the leak, the first couple minutes of this video, there's a leak, and I try to take it apart and I can't. I call the plumber. Plumber came, long story short, and found out that he was snaking stuff. So I made a diagram. Oops. Might want to hit pause. This is what it looks like right here. When the house was built in 1958, the sink was where the stove was. There was a door where the sink was. The stove was either left or right, and there was a smaller refrigerator either there, or the refrigerator might have actually been there at one point. I don't know. At some point in the 90s, the homeowners decided to do what you see here. Just put a window, put the sink, put a stove with a microwave combo. Whether they left this here or not, obviously this is not a refrigerator from the 90s. This is maybe a couple years old because the freezer is on the bottom. I do not believe they invented that for residential use in the 90s. I could be wrong. So the guys are upstairs. The bathroom sits right here. The shower sits here. This is actually a bump out of the house. You could see it goes in. So the shower sits right about here. Shower sits here. Toilet sits here. And the sink sits here. And then upstairs there is a pantry. I call it a pantry, but you know, a linen closet. And then you go up the stairs and there's the bathroom. So they're snaking. I'm sitting on the couch. A couple hours go by. This is what you do not see. And what's happening is there's crazy noises. There's 3 people here. Unfucking believable. This is what is behind the wall right here. Okay. What you have right around here, because you could take the probably your fridge out and rip the wall down. So what you have right here is the sink. Okay. The sink drain, and the only reason I knew this is we had to pull the stove out. Behind the stove there's sheetrock. They did not tile down, which is good. Behind the sheetrock is the old hot and cold, which was capped, which is wrong. They should have just cut it and replaced it with a single piece. and then the old trap, not the trap that goes you, but like a union, where there's like a square bolt. You know, it looks like it's a big threaded thing, and in the middle has that square, like square bolt, where you could put something on there, like a plug. So long story short, they said that they're going in the sink. Now it was a clog, so you have to put water in the sink. So they kept clogging it, and excuse me, and then they had to put a bucket, and then they had to dump it in the tub, and then, so finally when they had the snake in, the snake was hitting this that we didn't know until we moved the stove. The sink, it was hitting this, and the snake was hitting this, and I guess whether they were bullshitting me or not, the snake cannot go hit the wall and go down. The snake was hitting the wall and going up, and this is air. This is what goes into the attic. So there was no blockage. They kept hitting. They tried it for a while. So anyway, we moved the stove out. We saw all this shit. I don't even know what's above here because I didn't put my head in there. But you saw the white PVC meeting the cast iron, which is wrong. And technically what they should have did was, because they had the walls all open, they should have just went all the way in the basement behind the washer and dryer and connected it differently. So what the guy had to do is, he says there's probably a blockage between here and here. So you couldn't take this piece out. It's blurry. Because you can't get a snake down and up. It's physically not possible. So they had to cut a 1/2-inch hole here, which is right about here. And then they had to run the water. And then this snake picked up right here. The snake picked up rust and hair and all sorts of shit. And when it cleared, it hits an elbow. And then it goes to the big stack that everyone has coming out of their roof. It's a 4-inch stack. And it goes all the way up. This, this goes down behind the washer and dryer. And this goes up all the way to the ceiling and out the roof. That's what you see on everyone's house. So he cleared that, but then water started coming out of this hole. So then he went up and he realized his elbow was, the word he used was compacted. And he cleaned up and he went all the way up, and then they ran the snake again just for shits, and now this whole thing was cleaned. And now I have like a rubber thing in, which you can't see because I have the stove there. I have basically, I know this is blurry, but I have a rubber piece here. So now I could always clean this out. And that's it. $630 later. Well, it was initially $179 to clean one sink. Then it was $225 to clean the main trap in the garage. Then I had a $25 coupons, and that was $379. Is that good? Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just doing it quick. And then he's like, well, it's an extra $250. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so it's 6 plus. It cost me 6 plus cash to put a rubber thing here, when I could have probably bought the rubber thing myself, bought the snake myself, and all that bullshit. And you're going to watch when I call my buddy JK18 over, and he pretty much is going to show you the rest of the video. Like I said, I made this video. This is the middle part, but I'm making it after it's all done. And you'll see his version, but that's what it is. The rubber thing stayed. I glued it, which you'll see. And then we got a new piece, which I glued, you'll see. And knock on wood, it has not leaked since. So enjoy the video. The next segment you'll see is JK18 in his video camera, continuing the prelude, continuing the video. Thank you for watching, but it's the end of my video, but the beginning of JK18's video. Now.
Back at XJO81X's, and already there's a big problem. I had to fix a drain here. the whole trap and everything was not put together right, because when they did the bathroom they did a shit job, as they often do. So we had to recreate the trap because this piece comes down. In fact, there's a flashlight here from Harbor Freight. Aha. This is good. And then it mates up, and there's this piece. The oven is preheated. And then that went on here. And that came out and went into an elbow. Let me turn that. It went into an elbow that came down that had threads on it, but they don't have that kind anymore. So as such, we have got just straight PVC pipes, and we're gonna cut that and do all kinds of good stuff that way. Joe's workshop today, we have a piece of PVC pipe, and we're gonna cut it.
So that has to be put up, and you have to send it to me because that's in conjunction. I did start one yesterday,
Okay.
so it's gonna be a multi-part, multi-camera YouTube video. So you might see quality changes. The first part of this video is going to be on like a Kodiak snapshot 1080p, and then the video you're going to see now is on JVC HD TV.
Always remember, measure twice, cut once, unless you fuck up, and then cut again until you get it right. Just clean that out with a razor blade. To deburr.
Goes up to PSI, that's half. Motherfucker!
All right.
Much need clean.
Now,
Fucker!
we have the pipe cut, we have our elbows in place, and we're dry fitting everything together.
Motherfucker! It's never the way you want it, but...
We got a problem.
What?
That ain't gonna work.
Why not?
Because look where the sink pipe comes down. How's that mating up? Oh, you turn it. Right, I'm sorry. I'm just getting loopy again. It's alright.
That's when you were watching mine.
Yeah, I was like
And you were
confused
like,
by that.
it's ingenious that you motherfucker did, motherfucker. Yes, much need clean. Now, for you playing a home game, JK18, can you actually over tighten this and ruin the rubber? Or tightening it will only allow the rubber to create a seal around the circumference of the PVC?
If you over tighten it, you're going to break the clamp.
I don't care about the fuck clamp, dude. Motherfucker!
Yep.
Okay, so
This is what it's going to be like.
the boy. So since you are closer, I'm going to need you to go get the material.
All right. Look at the schmata.
So he's going to get the material. Bye.
See, that's what we were talking about.
Ah, you got the slab. She's probably like,
Turn it like that.
so I have to figure out how many inches I want here,
Right.
which probably when I went up to here. So it gives me about 2 inches in the pipe. And then I have to take this, dry fit it this way. Then you take this. Best off, unfortunately, I probably should use an actual tape measure for this part. So my assistant, which is the closest to the tool, will be getting a tape measure,
Is that right?
which is the same area where you got this.
I see.
We'll be right back.
What he didn't tell me is that living nearby now is that every day after work, I'm gonna have to be coming over here to fucking run and be his bitch and get tools and shit for him. Because I had to run down here and get a tape measure. It's hiding. So now we have that. And now I get to go all the way. We're gonna need that too. So that means I gotta make another trip down for that. So we're gonna have to come and we gotta go back up these stairs. And we gotta go back up the stairs. Okay, and we gotta go back up these stairs and we go all the way up the stairs to deliver the tape measure. And now you're going to measure
The tape.
the tape. Now we've measured 5.5 inches. We're going to mark the pipe. Put a mark on the pipe. You put a mark. Now you bring it down to the garage.
Got test fit. Even though you got me picking my nose. Sure I won't be able to get that out. Oh, I got it. It's gonna be glued, but I got it. Shit don't burn on a grill. And it's crooked, but
If they ever installed anything straight in anybody's house, we'd live in way too perfect of a world. So
that's not even
That's-
threading. But I think I'll just make it. I'm trying to make it thread.
what? Disconnect the trap from it. Thread it first.
God.
Oh, I think you broke something.
No, it's just on. Fucking snots.
Being ginger, I see.
That's it. It just has to. Like you said, you're not dropping weight, so it's not. It could stay loose like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not going to come back up, only if it leaks. That's
Yeah,
where it
as
was.
long as it's threaded there.
That's where it was leaking before, because
Right, 'cause
there was never a seal.
Yeah. So, look at him reaching that hole. So we're making witness marks now. So everything will line up the same when it gets glued. You should make a witness mark on the other pipe also.
No, it doesn't matter. They just get compressed.
All right.
These two pieces, it doesn't matter.
All right.
And I'll make it. Oh, and these pieces maybe.
Okay.
Shit don't burn on a grill.
OT. The OT. We're going to solvent weld the pipes together now. You see. That's for you. All right. Goodies.
That's how pipes are supposed to look. When you go to someone's house, and I'm not even gonna waste the dirtiness of my house, and you got these two unions coming out of something, and this purple stuff is like 4 inches in, and it got the drip, and then the glue, which is even on this, is dripping. That's somebody who didn't take their time, clean the pieces off, let it sit and dry, and you just keep going. You know that A has to go into B, doesn't matter because it's straight up, and you just keep going. You take your time. Some people like to put a lot on here. It definitely stains. Glue you tap off. You follow the same purple line as it is with the glue. There's no reason to and you go and twist until it stops. This one needs a little press for some reason. It'll set in a couple of seconds, or enough to where you don't need to move it. Just let it sit. When someone looks at these, which no one will, and they say, or you take the trap out to clean it, someone's going to say, oh, the guy marked it. And holy shit. Just enough. Well, this is the way I wasn't really taught this. This is what I've perfected over the years through asking people, and there's no reason to go make this whole pipe purple. Some people out there that want it. Maybe you like the color purple. does drip. This one I probably went a little bit too much on. You do have a couple seconds. Look, Ma, no hands. Yeah. I'm in the dungeon. That's it. What can I help you with?
So now we have everything all together, solvent welded.
Pause.
New pipes installed. Taint leaking as of yet.
The rubber probably would never leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this pipe sits somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So the water's just hitting this wall, going up and disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it would leak out of here first, like it did before. It would, instead of coming up the sink.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how I do this. And it'll never drop.
Right.
Because it's yeah. But righty-tighty is, Incidentally, if you can get in there, you'll see a nice Ace faucet connection compared to a aftermarket old connection. I actually had to purchase a brand new 3/8 faucet connector. And obviously you're saying, wait, why are you over and because when they installed it, instead of putting a cap on it, running the hot water, figuring out which pipe got hot, or labeling it in the wall, they turned it on and said, oh, bro, we switched it, bro. Shit, dude. All right. So
Just get longer supply lines.
And they just did the supply line. So what
Two wrongs make a right, man.
yeah, so let's fill the sink up, man.
Okay. Well, it's all back together. Just tested with a full sink of water and not a single drop. To take it out, all you would do is loosen the nut over there. Over there is a rubber coupling. You undo the back and loosen that, and the whole thing just falls away. Takes a little finagling to get in and out, but of course that's how it goes. But it's all back together, it doesn't leak, and it shan't for a very long time. Woo!
This is another XJoe81X. Trials and tribulations of owning a home. As you will see through now until spring, little projects randomly posted on my channel. I have a wallpaper one. We just so happen to make this, however long it takes to be put up, it's irrelevant. There is a one of my buddy taking a wall down in the basement. There's really no chronological way of putting it up. It's just whatever task is completed at hand after a certain amount of weeks, I just throw it up. So stay tuned for, maybe not the exact way to do things, but sure as shit watching 25 to 50 YouTube videos on other people and then putting my own spin on it, and then watching a video of it being done. That's done. That's not, oh, well, it's leaking, XJ81X, you forgot to do this. I'm sorry, it's leaking, we'll come back later. No, that's completed. Hit like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for just random home ownership videos. Thanks for watching.